Is it okay if we just get like real for a second? Like, I mean, makeup is cute or whatever, and I'm still gonna beat my face. But Shelby is me. This is my channel. Shelby just had one of those moments where I'm like, ooh, self, we're grown. What was that? What was that? I think we need to talk about ego. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I do giveaways, I do makeup, I do random videos that feature my dog and the giggling. But I want to talk about some transparent, personal, deep stuff. Is that okay? I hope it's okay. If it's not okay, you could always just like and then leave. That's fine. I'll take a like and then a skip. That's cool. Sometimes people just don't want to talk about that stuff. And if you are an existing subscriber, then sometimes I get personal. Not always, but we don't need tea, but we need wine. So, I mean, grab your wine, grab your powder foundation. We're going to do a powder face and let's talk. Like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Okay, so we're all in quarantine, right? And I think we're at that point where you are either alone or working from home. Going in with my primer, no pore blend primer. You are working from home and you are probably, if you're honest, if you're not drinking too much wine, you are probably starting to see yourself, right? Like there are not as many distractions. Netflix is not taking up all your time anymore. YouTube is fun, but it can't fill all the hours of social distancing and sheltering in place that you're supposed to be doing, right? So if we're honest, you're probably seeing yourself. Our moms used to say you smelling yourself, right? And not in a good way. Like everything does not come up roses all the time. And while the idea of self-awareness and introspection, these are very popular terms, but not statistics show that most people are actually not as self-aware actually as they think they are. Going on with some iconic London, what is this? Illuminator. Okay. It's a buzzword. It's a word that we use a lot, but most people actually aren't there. So that means that there are probably a number of things in your personality, in your behavior, in your communication style that it's coming from a deeper rooted subconscious or unconscious way of thinking and behaving. And every once in a while, ugly comes out. Like Beyonce has Sasha Fierce, I think Nicki Minaj has Roman. I haven't given mine a name, but I know the characteristics, and I think the term is ego, okay? Ego that then spins out pettiness, ego that spins out responses out of insecurity, ego that takes me so close to ninth grade, second period chemistry where I was struggling, but everybody else was doing real good, but I wasn't doing my homework and I didn't want to talk about that part. That's where it takes me back to. That's ego. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about ego, okay? Now, if you are not reading during this time period, because there's a million things that you could be reading, literally, there are a million things that you could be reading, use your time wisely because there's a lot of books out there. They say if you want to hide information from people, you hide it in a book, okay? They say that for Black folks, but I think it's true for everybody. So the book that I have read and I am rereading, this is the Fenty Concealer in 360. The book that I have read before and am currently rereading is called Ego is the Enemy, okay? Now, I want to go ahead and make the disclaimer that I am not a teacher. I am not a psychologist. I may be, I might be psychoanalyzing myself, but if you see yourself in something, I am not a fan of writing it off and saying this is for someone else. You got to take a second, in my opinion, and assess whether or not the reason you're connecting to something you've read or heard or seen is because you need it. Just like they say pregnant women crave certain things when they're pregnant, they crave certain minerals, certain vitamins, certain foods that have those things that their body needs. I think that your psyche or your spirit or your corner of the universe or God in you is saying that right there, that's you. You need that. So when I read this book the first time, and I think I'm on like my third read, change is possible, but sometimes change takes time. Don't let nobody tell you it's fast. It's usually not. Okay. This is ColourPop in the shade Deep Dark. I have read this book probably 2 or 3 times. Okay. And every time I read it, I try not to shy away from the parts that remind me too much of the places that I am trying to grow in, right? But every time I read it, I find something new. Every time, okay? So, and it's not always brand new. Sometimes it's just that it is an evolution or another growth point that I now am ready to tackle, right? I'm not saying that I am a hot mess, but like to some extent, all of us as adults, adults that think that we got it covered, we have areas of ourself, of our mindset that is a hot mess, okay? And so books like this one, they can sometimes show you yourself. They're your mirror, just like good friendships can be your mirror, just like good mentors, parental relationships, therapists. Like you can get a mirror if you're willing to receive what it's showing you. If you run from it, then you probably have been running from it for a while, and it's probably not getting any better. So I'll just throw that out there. I have read this book a few times, okay? And each time I learned something new about myself and about the idea of ego and the fact that the way that we generally talk about ego, we talk about it in a negative way, and we talk about it as if only men have a problem with ego, which is so not true. Just like men are supposed to be less emotional than women. Also not true. They probably are more emotional, but less equipped to deal with it because society and toxic masculinity tell them that they don't know how to handle their emotions. Men feel deeply. Now, trying to get one that is in connection with those feelings, that's a whole other conversation. Just because you don't manage it well, again, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So that's another conversation. Anyways, ego is the enemy, and why I'm bringing it up at this point in time as I drink my wine. Okay. Why am I bringing this up? I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Fenty powder in the shade Honey to set my under eye. I'm bringing this up because I have a community of people that are from my church, or they are in my household, or their family that live like out of the area, right, that I'm trying to stay connected to. And we're talking more now than we probably were before the world shut, right? And I'm just pressing this under my eye. I'm not baking. We're talking more now because I think we're restricted and we can't like physically see each other. So we're talking, via Zoom or, connecting more and more through social media. More of our lives, I think, are online because we're trying to share what's going on because people can't physically join us while we do it. I had this experience, okay? And I'll tell you about the experience. 2 experiences, actually. Okay. First off, let me tell you how this book talks about ego. Okay, I'm going to read it from the book because I don't have a photographic memory. If I did, I would be really rich, but I don't. So according to the book, there's the Freudian definition of ego, and then there's the ego that the book is talking about, okay? And it says, the ego we see most commonly goes by a more casual definition: an unhealthy belief in our own importance, arrogance, self-centered ambition. That's the definition the book uses. It's that petulant child inside every one of us, me, the one that chooses getting his or her own way or over anything or anyone else, okay? The need to be better than, more than, recognized for, far past any reasonable utility. That's ego, okay? Now, that's very different than, dudes just have ego. That is behavior, if you really think about it, That's behavior. And this is my Cover FX in N90, the powder. It's such a pretty color. That is the behavior that I'm talking about, okay? It's not about, who necessarily, it's not about like posturing and about which man is stronger or smarter. It can be, right? And we always talk about, oh, men have such fragile egos. So do women. Tell me you have not seen a woman behave like a petulant child on the regular, okay? And it comes out in, petulant means petty. Petulant and petty, the same word, okay? It comes out in so many ways. So for me, I was on Facebook, I was on Instagram. I was on Instagram and I was doing my normal amount of scrolling. I think I had posted something and I wanted to see, who had liked it and, what else other people were doing. My post was at home. All right. I wasn't really doing nothing. And I wanted to see, oh, what's everybody else doing? One of my longtime friends, but recent people that I follow, posted photos of an event. But before they closed outdoor dining, they had gotten together for a reason that I did not know yet. I knew no context. No context. They were out at a wine tasting bar, whatever, in Napa. Okay. And when I looked at the photo, I thought, oh, that's cool. I wish that I had been invited. And then I let it go. Or so I thought. I started swiping. This is why social media is unhealthy, just in general. Without context, social media is so unhealthy. I start swiping. There are 5 to 6 people that I consider friends that are at this shindig. 5 to 6, okay.
Let's have a kiki.
I want to have a kiki.
Lock the doors. Right. Let's have a kiki.
At this thing that I thought I was friends with. That's what I thought. That are there. And they're out and they're laughing and there's posts. And then I go to the other friends' pages, the people that I know, and they're there too. Okay, now mind you, all these people, they have to pass my house to get to Napa. And in my head, how did I get left out? What about me? Okay, here's the thing. I had no context. I did not know the circumstance. I did not even ask anyone in a calm tone of voice what was going on. No, I jumped to the conclusion that they were having a shindig without me. I know we've all had this. That FOMO is real. I jumped to the conclusion that they were doing something without me because, I don't know, in my head, I'm still in high school and they didn't want me there. And, I'm not one of the cool kids. Y'all, we grown. I'm 34. 34, okay? Cheers to me, all right? I'm 34. I'm talking like I'm in 10th grade, second period, chemistry class, okay? I have a life, and I'm out here not using communication skills. Sis is jumping to conclusions faster than Michael Jordan heading for a free throw, okay? Free throw? Dunk. Dunk? Which one is the jump man? That's a dunk, right? I don't do sports, just like I don't do math. Anyways, faster than Michael Jordan be jumping around on Jordans and stuff. This is my Studio Fix foundation powder in C6, okay? I'm just going to use this under my eye because I like how smooth it makes it all. I sent not 1, but 2 shady messages to my friends, okay? Thankfully, they are still my friends, and they responded with sanity instead of with the childish petulance that I came through with. About, oh, it would be nice. Shade. It would be nice. Every time you start something with it would be, it's going to be shady. It's like when you start a story with what had happened was, they're about to lie. So when you started with it would be nice, like the shade rolls in like storm clouds, like spilled wine on a white carpet. That's how the pettiness and the shade just rolls in. It would be nice if I could be invited to the next one. The proper way to ask or inquire about an outing considering you also, 1, have a life, 2, have coordinated events that didn't include these people, and 3, posted about it, and 4, they never messaged you with a petty storm. The proper way would have been, hey, next time this happens, I'd love to come, or this looks great. What was the occasion? See how those are different from it would be nice? I swear I have home training. You can ask my mama. I have home training. Going in with dark mineralized skin finish just to smooth everything out except my bad choices. Let me spray my face. I'll be right back. We'll continue story time. I hit him with the it would be nice. That's what Shelby did. And God bless both of these wonderful people. They responded back to me with understanding and patience and love, and let me know that it was somebody's birthday. And because of social distancing, they didn't open the invite to everyone, and that they wanted to keep it small so that, 1, it wouldn't be mistaken for an event that was organized by the group we're all a part of, which is my church. It wasn't organized by the church. And 2, it was supposed to be a birthday party. Birthday parties are intimate. Not everybody goes, okay? And I know half of the party, but like in my head, in my petty ego-soaked moment, wine-soaked, petty-soaked moment, I'm best friends with everybody. Everybody will want me there. Okay, ego. Okay, ego. All right. I sprayed my face with the Ciate London, Everyday Vacay. I did not cry this time because it's coconut and it reminds me of a vacation I can't go on. But anyways, which is all vacations because COVID. Anyways, okay, this is my base. All right. She's cute or whatever. I'm going to go in with the Kylie Jenner Tawny Mommy bronzer. I know we're not all fans of Kylie, but like this bronzer though, I can't give this away. She did this. But yeah. So I mean the thing about that, and the book talks about this, and I can get y'all the actual passage, but it talks about how when your ego is trying to protect you, it's trying to protect you, right? So it does honestly dumb stuff, but immediate solution stuff to keep you from feeling insecure and from feeling afraid or feeling any kind of FOMO. When in reality, the fact that you feel this is probably manufactured by the ego, okay? So then it creates this wall, right? It creates these walls in your relationships, in your communication, that make it so hard for you to maintain healthy connections to people, to communicate well, to let them know where you're really coming from, as opposed to what you sound like when your petty storm rolls in. Ooh, need more wine. Hold on. Okay. All right. I feel like that's how people end up burning bridges, right? I'm going to use the one of the eyeshadows out of the Celestial Thunder by Dominique Cosmetics palette. This is a mini version of the larger palette that she put together, a Celestial Storm. That's right. This was for BoxyCharm. I think I'm going to use maybe Lunar Eclipse. I want kind of a nudie, maybe Storm Dust. I'm not sure yet. We'll try it. I'm looking for something kind of nude. But I feel like that's how bridges get burned. Your ego... Ooh, that's pigmented. Your ego, gets in the way. Your ego get all the way in the way, right? And then you have to save face for what you said when you felt threatened. I am also going to use this for my eyes because I did an eye look for a wedding, socially distant wedding. The favors were masks for one of my very, very long time friends. And I really liked the look, but the photos all came out terrible because it was so hot and the mask had to come off, but everything was melting by that by that time. I went ahead and put primer on my eyes, and then I was going to come back. And I used the Pretty Vulgar lid primer in, there's no color name, it's just the eyeshadow primer. I don't know how in your mind it translates. What I can tell you is not healthy. That's number one, what I can tell you. I'm going to go with a lunar eclipse, and I'm going to blow that out. I've been going really simple on my eye looks, so this is going to be pretty simple. Start with lunar eclipse. But I can tell you it's not healthy. And I can tell you that it doesn't, who does it actually serve? Like in that moment, I might feel powerful. It's an attention grab. It's a power grab, right? And it's about soothing that part of myself that has the need to feel special. Like I'm the one. Like it's about me. It's a voice. I don't know if you've ever heard this voice. It's a small voice, but it's there. And I think you have to first acknowledge that you are talking to you, your ego is talking to you, and that either you are listening to it and consciously not doing it, or you're in denial that you have one, and he, she, it, they are running you and you don't even know it. You just think that that's how it's supposed to be. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to make sure they don't think you a punk. You got to make sure they know you're special, and they can't be, you don't necessarily think all those things in your head. But if you listen, I bet you've thought at least one of them at a time when you felt like the spotlight should have been on you. I got hot, so I had to take like the sleeves off. That's my roommate making tea. I had to take the sleeves off because I think the wine is making me hot. Should probably drink some water. Anyways, I can't remember exactly where I was, but here's the thing. Protecting yourself with your ego in times where protection is actually not necessary is overkill. I think that's what my point is. And so there are a lot of ways, I think, for you to tackle your own personal challenges with ego. And even like assessing what yours are, because sometimes it can be so hard to tell. Because I'm not going to lie, it's not like people aren't shady. People are shady. Sometimes they are setting out to get you, right? Like there are people who really don't have enough going on, and they feel the need to attack you or make you feel small or whatever they're trying to do. There are those people. I'm not going to pretend there's not. Because sometimes people, it's true, they're out there. But sometimes that's them expressing their own trauma and their own ego, and being able to step back and assess, how important is this fight really? What am I gaining if I decide to engage? And in the end, what's the fallout? Because we are all still grown. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to have something important, something valuable be damaged because my ego is running out of control and I can't figure out how to turn it down. I'm going to hop in here with the blue right here in my inner corner. It's called Mystic Ice. It's such a good color. All these colors are super pigmented, but please believe that blue. Believe in the blue. My God. It's funny. Although I didn't stop myself from sending those 2 text messages after I saw my friends out, drinking without me. Even though I didn't stop myself from sending those messages, as soon as I sent one of them, the more shady of the two, to the sweetest person, she's so sweet, and I felt horrible after I sent it, to the sweetest person in the world, I immediately thought, oh wait, no. That's coming from a very negative, very ego-driven, self-focused place, okay? And so because of a book like Emotional Agility that talks about having space between the impetus, the source of what you're responding to, the feeling or the stimulus, right? And the decision that you make in response to it, if you respond to it, having that space or just the awareness that that space could be there, it changes the way that you see your interactions. Because it means that instead of, I said what I said and deal with it, it's, wait, that was an emotional response coming from a place that was totally unfounded. had no facts. And even though I was sober, I may have been drunk on ego and pettiness. And so I sent that message, and then I immediately followed it up with, I'm sorry, that's not how I meant that to come across. I felt left out, and I would like to come next time. A lot of people wouldn't send that second message because ego says that I'm right and you're wrong and you should have. It would be nice if, next time you should. It places all the blame on someone else for your emotional status. That's not their job. You grown. So anyways, she responded in a very graceful and actually apologetic way, which she shouldn't have been apologizing for because it wasn't her fault. But she did. And I felt a lot of love in that and a lot of respect. And I think we're closer because I actually, even though I started the bridge burning, she helped me / allowed me to put the bridge out rather than pouring gasoline on it and attacking me, which I totally earned. So the moral, is there a moral? Is there a moral of the story? Why is there? But yeah, if you guys want me to share some of the goodies that I have read or seen or had recommended to me, and I know I'm curling again, but it's so satisfying. You want me to share some of those things with you? Where's my lash primer? I was just looking at it. I can absolutely share that. So let me know down in the comments, or you can comment it on my Instagram. I can put up a whole post. This is the Lancome, Sills Booster XL from Lancome. This is a sample. And yeah, I'm going to use the Pat McGrath mascara. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to take off my head wrap and lose the... Am I going to lose the sweater? I'm going to put the sweater back on because that was the goal, to wear the sweater because I like the sweater. And then we'll do a lip, okay? All right. Before I say what I'm going to say, I want to just call out the fact that ego and confidence are two different things. Although I think sometimes they can be so close that it's hard to tell which one you're operating in. So again, having the right tools, asking the right questions, and figuring out how not to respond at the drop of a hat when your feelings start trying to scream real loud is really important. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. This is hella cute. Like, I really feel like I'm having a 70s moment, like a 70s flower child, like editorial vibe. Okay, it's the hoops, it's the hair, it's the eyes. I'm a fan. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little bit bold with this lip, and I'm gonna need you all to trust me. Okay, I'm starting with I think this is called Rosewood. Is this Rosewood? Is that what this is called? Molasses. This is a lip liner from Sephora, from the Sephora collection and from Sephora. And I guess I don't need this mirror since I have this one. Then there's a shade that I really love from MAC. It's in one of the retro matte lip colors. It's called Rich and Restless. It's this really nice corally pink. I'll put that in the middle. And then we're going to put in Marc Jacobs, like, I think it's called Plexi Shine or Super Shine or High Shine lip gloss on top of it, okay? So just roll with me, okay? I really like this. I don't know if I like the way it's pulling color-wise on the camera, though. That's okay, motorcycle. Okay, we hear you. All right, you're special. We got it. I'll wipe this off the back of my hand before it ends up on my shirt. I like this. This might be a little extra. This might be more than you would do, but one, I'm not going anywhere. And two, for the effort that it took, this was actually very simple. And I'm loving a powder foundation look, especially if you give it like the glow underneath and then the spray on top. And then of course, a really good glow product. It looks like skin, right? Which is all the steps I probably would have done with a foundation, but it sits different, it feels different, especially if you're someone who has fine lines. I think that sometimes powder is more your friend. I really like this. I hope you guys like it. I hope that you liked this, I don't know, this chat, this personal divulgement. I need a straw. I'm gonna mess up my lipstick. No, I won't. It'll be fine. It's fine. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I mean, I wanted to do my face, but I also just wanted to talk to y'all and share with you what I was discovering about me. I feel like we're in short supply of honesty that comes with kindness. And so I'm trying to be both honest and kind with myself. And I'm taking you all along for the ride. Look at my lashes. Pat McGrath is a god. Oh my god, she's a god. She's a goddess. She's a hero. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging in here. I don't know how long this video was at this point. I don't know how long it's going to be. It's so important that we don't put the responsibility for our own growth and our own accountability in the hands of those around us. It's great for you to have relationships where people tell you that you out of pocket, or girl, you turned, or you are off the hook. It's great if you have people that keep you accountable like that, but it's not their job. It's not their job. It's yours. And it is also your privilege to be able to take this journey with the information that we now have available to us in so many platforms, in so many ways, and in a lot of cases with the faces of people of color, people who look like you. So there are so many paths to personal improvement. I hate to say self-help because that has a negative connotation, but it's about taking your journey and figuring out how to start, because we are all of us bound to grow as human beings over time. But some growth happens because you're pressed against the wall and there's no other option, and the change has to be painful. And then there's other growth that you choose for yourself that doesn't feel as painful so much as a challenge. It's a growing pain. It's a positive thing. I'll say the same thing about your psyche, about your mental health, about your personal ego, whatever. Treat it like it belongs to someone you love. Care for it. Take care of it. Feed it. Don't ignore it or fill it with trash and expect it to yield treasure. Okay? Okay. Are there any books or self-growth, personal growth journeys that you guys are on? Any books, anything you want to share? Put them down in the comments below. Love to see them. I haven't picked my winner for July, and I will. I also haven't picked my prize for August, but I will. I promise. Maybe it'll be wine. Y'all want some wine? Because we in quarantine, and I'm sure you're going to want some eventually. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, have a glass of wine, join the family. Ciao for now.